today. For some reason, Spirit got me going in reverse order on these zodiacs today, so let's see what's going on. There is a singing bowl sound healing at the end of this video if you need it to help work with throat chakra. There's been a lot, that's what all this blue color is, representing with my nails. All this blue color has really been sticking out to me lately. We've been working on our throat chakra for sure. So that is at the end of the video if you are interested in it, just a short little sound healing. So we're just jumping in with a tarot deck today. I didn't do any oracle cards or anything. We're just jumping in. It just said the number 3. It wants me to pull. So we're going to pull. Okay, let's start with that. 9 of Swords. Okay, well, and there's all that blue energy again, right? Kind of hiding back here. This 9 of Swords is one of the craziest 9 of Swords I've ever seen out of any decks. But it's pretty self-explanatory, right? There's like a spider web and there's spiders crawling on her and there's like little creepy voodoo dolls and it says help on the keyboard or the typewriter over here. There's just a cloak. So this is kind of like, I always think of Red Riding Hood when I see this cloak, but there's no person in this cloak. So it's very much just the idea of like a ghost, like a disembodied figure, like something invisible. There's a dark witch silhouette over here. And then these little wood figures are actually witch figures too. And there's like crows and everything. So this implies like nightmares. This implies you feeling like dark, heavy things are working on you. This implies, well, and she's got her hands on her head. So there's very much that whole, and she's got lightning coming off of her too. So there's very much this sense of like, just all your thoughts, and it could be dreams or it could just be conscious thoughts. It could be both. It could be like just a little bit of everything right now in your mental space is really not feeling so hot, not feeling awesome. And this is very much down on the ground. Her figure is down on the ground. It just feels, and let me say this though, it doesn't actually like the feeling of the energy that I have right now is not heavy. It's not really jittery or anxious or anything. This feels more just like a general sense of worry, like a general sense of worry. It doesn't feel, it just gave me the word like immobilizing. So maybe it is immobilizing you, but it's not so heavy that I can sense it right now. It's not like I'm picking up on a lot of weird vibes or anything. So this is, okay, thank you, Spirit. It just said self-imposed, 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 self-imposed. This is self-imposed. Thank you, Spirit. That's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't feel heavy to me. It doesn't feel like there's energies like looming over you and like, wah, and like everything like that. It's like, this is self-imposed 9 of Swords energy. Being up in your head, thinking that other things are messing with your head, but they're not. Like it's just you kind of building this really big nightmare story or something is what I'm sensing. Interesting. I've never had that read off that card before, but that's interesting. It's like you're just building this whole scene. This Princess of Cups is a Page of Cups, so this could very much be like a friend, or it just said, for some reason it just said small energy. So small energy, some kind of small energy, could literally be like a small person, could be a child, or it could be like a small gesture from a person type deal. There is this Page of Cups energy coming in though to kind of tell you how to get out of this. This is her energy is very much related to like poetry and the arts. And she's got that beautiful blue on her, and she is wearing it nice. Thank you, Spirit. I like how she's got this bodysuit on. And this person's like totally naked. It's like in your mind, you feel like this, possibly. Like you're just raw and naked, and there's like these things just coming after you, and like, and it's like, that's not really what is happening. Like you're building that up, and that's part of what you have to release, which is totally what Nine of Swords energy is all about. It's you being up in your own head and kind of feeding into this energy. This Page of Cups energy is here to kind of help you step out of that. She can be very emo, because check out her head, right? Like she's got all those little dark tendrils. She's got bandages over her eyes. She's got bandages on her wrist, which, now, you know what? You're not the only reading that's had this. There's been an energy about self-harm coming out lately, and that's exactly what hers are about. She's like the depiction of a bleeding heart liberal, in the sense of like she slits her wrist for love and like bleeds out, and like Sagittarius's energy is really weird for you today. But you're not the only tarot reading I've done today where there was something kind of mentioned about self-harm. So this is not just you. This is like a collective energy that's coming through right now. And it wants me to say that you might not be aware of that. You might not be aware that there is a collective energy running around the theme of self-harm right now. And that might totally be where some of this is coming in. Because this might be more of a collective energy that you are unfortunately tapped into, that you need to disengage from. And maybe that's exactly what this Page of Cups is telling you, like, hey, you are tapped into certain frequencies that are not beneficial for you. Let's channel that in a different way, because we don't actually want to do any kind of self-harm. We don't actually want to put a blindfold over our eyes. We don't actually want to cut our wrists. We don't actually want to do those things. There's a lot of other beautiful stuff happening in this card. There's like graffiti. This cup has rainbow flames coming out of it, and which means that there's a lot of potential in this cup. It wants you to express all kinds of energy from all of your chakras, from all of your feelings, from all of your thoughts and emotions. This is like the rainbow of your creation type deal. This is very much almost like a baptismal or a bathhouse type deal too, with what she's standing on the floor. But there is a ball and chain attached to her foot. So there is a little bit of this sense of like, kind of like being stuck in a place. Might have something to do with some quarantine too. It's like, it's like you feel very limited. It's like you feel very limited. And at the same time, a lot of it is self-imposed, and there's kind of this theme of possibly some self-harm. Like you are just harming yourself both mentally, and you're maybe thinking about some things that just need to, like, that is not, the energy in this room while I'm doing this reading right now is not heavy. You need to step away from those thoughts or those feelings or those energies, because it doesn't feel like your energy, Sagittarius. It feels like something that's just kind of like a wavelength that's going across the, it just said solar system right now, solar system, which is kind of where I like that there's like these like light flares coming through. It just said like solar flares, and that's what I mean. It's like it's like, and we're going through the Lionsgate portal. We're still kind of closing out that energy right now. So that's what I mean. It's like there's a lot of energy coming in through our earth plane right now, a lot of signals, and you might be catching on to the wrong frequency. And spirit is, this is literally spirit, like, let's get happy, let's get creative. If you're sensing these things, like I said, poetry and the arts, music, that's kind of what she's about. And it just said a bard. It just brought up like a bard. So that's what I mean. It's like, write songs about it, make poems about it, make art about it, instead of sitting there in your head. Like, take these hands off of your head and start making stuff, is kind of what I'm catching here. And then we have a Princess of Pentacles. So now you've got 2 pages. These are number 11 cards, so 1111. You also have a 911, 911 kind of deal. So these are the people answering your call type deal. These energies are the energies answering this call. The Princess of Pentacles is a little bit different in this deck. She's, well, like I said, it's a Page of Pentacles. So number 1, these are two messengers here to tell you about this energy. One is emotional and creative energy in the sense of you need to express this stuff in a healthier way. And the other one is like there are good things that can come out of dealing with this energy. In the sense that you can turn these things into a coin, a pentacle, a beanstalk that gets you to the sky. Whatever, I want to say that my Saturn finger on my left hand right now, which this is my feminine hand, of course, I'm a female. Ooh, I just popped the hell out of that. That's what I mean. There's a lot of pulsing and energy coming through the Saturn finger right here, right now. And there's a planet right here. Saturn energy is very, very heavy, very heavy. It's all about responsibilities, duties, the things that you should do. And Saturn's in retrograde right now, so you might be reviewing a lot of things that you feel like you should have done, should have accomplished, things you should be, things you should never be. There's a lot of heavy energy in that respect when it comes to Saturn energy. And with that hurting like it did right there, and it was like an ache, that implies to me that you are both receiving a lot of downloads through that feminine Saturn energy, but it's also implying to me like that's where maybe some of your heaviness is actually coming from, is that type of Saturn energy, duty, responsibility, just it's a lot. There's good things that come out of going through that review of that energy though. Part of it is that self-expression, like just find a way to express it in other ways. But that's where it's also then this page is like, and let's make it into a coin. She always reminds me like Wizard of Oz, like she's got the ruby red slipper over here, but it's almost like she's kind of like Glinda the Good Witch, like, and then this is supposed to be her broom back here that she like flies on and stuff, which it's always been kind of weird to me. Or it's like her staff, because the bottom is just wood, but it's like a broom or a staff. She's got little trees. It's like a biodome in here. You could feel very isolated in that sense, but I think this is, thank you, Spirit. It's like where you kind of feel like you're locked in this little dome, where same kind of feeling as over here, right? This is very enclosing. This is very enclosing. It's like where you feel like you're very closed off and just kind of encapsulated. There's potential for you to have a lot of growth. This is where you're growing your little garden at. This is where you tend to these things and grow these things so you can eventually step out of that energy. So that's what she's coming in about. It's also very much about like environment. Page of Pentacles, this particular Princess of Pentacles is very much about kind of environment, taking care of your environment. So it could be about paying more attention to things that are physically around you instead of staying all up in your headspace. It's like these two figures are giving you the avenue of how to get out of this space, right? Create stuff, write about it, sing it, do it. And this one's like, turn it into growth, turn it into something that helps you grow, either both money or just security and better feelings about yourself type deal. Let's get some more. What's up with this Nine of Swords? Prince of Wands. Yeah. So the Prince of Wands, it's a Knight of Wands. I mean, he's straight like rock star energy. Like he's got like the what do they call it? Is it just a cod piece, or is like the jewel piece or whatever? Like he's even got flames there, and he's got these big flaming boots on. He's got flames coming off of his wrists and coming out of his eye. This can very much be about some distance, in the sense of like physically distant from something, or just distant spiritually from your goal or something, which if you're feeling like this, you're obviously kind of feeling like out in the dark woods of your mind. So I would say definitely this Nine of Swords, this Prince of Wands, there's literally a face of Prince back here. So and oh yeah, I'm right there too. So Hang on, it wants me to sit with it for a minute. And of course, there's a fox back here with like blood coming out of its mouth, which in one of my other decks, a fox is the Knight of Wands. So this very much, that symbolism relates to me. A bit of trickster energy. But what I'm really picking up more today is that whole, it just said like rock star ambition. Like there is something that you really want to achieve, that you're really fired up about, that you're really passionate about. But with this Prince of Wands, there's usually this kind of implication of some distance, or you can also read distance as, I like the phrase, plans that flare up only to die back. It's like you'll get a nice little burst of flames or energy, and then it just kind of like, right? And that's kind of where this energy clarifying this Nine of Swords. It's like, why are you all up in your head about it? Maybe because you only get little bursts of energy every now and then to do what you're trying to do, or you only get a glimpse of a way out of this energy, and then it kind of dies back, right? But it's, my cat is like out in the hallway just yowling. Yeah, it's like this, but that's where that rock star energy is, right? Like they come put on a show, and then they're on a bus and they're gone, and then they're driving somewhere else, and then they put on a show, and then they put on, there's very much this whole like moving energy in that way. It's like you just never get to actually sit down and like really complete something, or if you do, it's only for like that show and then you gotta go type deal. There's something there about not really getting to sit and develop whatever that passion is. What's up with this princess though? Oh, hey, okay, all those fell out for you. I want this one here, I want this one here. I'll just leave those over there for a second. Princess of Cups. Yeah, the devil. That's what I was saying though about channeling this energy into something more positive. Same thing with this. This devil card right here, it can always be about vices. It can always be about lust. It can always be about like anything that you would put on the list of like, you know, things that you probably shouldn't do. Things that are not necessarily good for you, but that also bring you pleasure type deal, right? That's the thing. Can very much be about addiction. It can very much be about just overindulgent behaviors of all kinds. That's what he stands for. That's what he represents in this card. And all this kind of dark little energy coming off of him, that's what I mean. It's like tendrils that kind of, and look, she's got the same tendrils off the top of her head. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like, that's exactly what I mean. It's like she's very aware that this energy exists within her or this situation, but she's choosing to channel it in a different way. Instead of letting it, like, there's so much coming off of him and she's only got it up here on her head, which brings me back here. It's like she's part of that, that's what I was saying, part of that channel, part of that avenue of how do you get all of this energy under control. It wants me to say that, you know, the devil energy has its place in our lives. Our ego craves it. It makes us feel better, especially when we're trying to look for like immediate satisfaction. It's just part of our existence, right? There's a darker side of our existence that wants, and it wants me to say not need, wants certain things because they're gratifying. But if you feed into them too much, then you start building all these little tendrils and you get all tangled up and tied up on everything that's not good for you. And that's exactly what this Princess of Cups is about, is like, let me show you how to make all of this energy good for you. Look at all the colors in this devil card, and then look at like the flame coming out of this cup. Or like look at her bodysuit, how it's a lot more organized than this one is. It's like, that's what I mean. It's like putting an order to these things. Channeling this energy in a much healthier way is exactly what that Princess page is coming in to tell you about. What's up with this Page of Pentacles? Nine of Cups. Beautiful, yeah. And this is here to tell you to be grateful for everything and to really count your cups, because you were rich. It said rich beyond your means, like rich beyond what you fully understand. This little hand symbol has been coming up a lot for me. It's the like God hand kind of deal. Not this. I can't do it fully the right way, I don't think. But anyway, it's like the hand of blessing from Buddha type deal. Where it's like the touch of God, where there's like just this much space between the fingers type deal, and that's where the light comes out. So it's number one, telling you to really raise up the cup of like spirituality, in the sense of like there are other things in life to be grateful and appreciative of, and these are things that you can't necessarily touch. They are things that are within your heart and your mind and your spirit. They are those types of cups. But then there's all these beautiful sacred geometries floating around in these other cups. There's like a Fibonacci spiral coming straight out of her heart space. She's also wearing one on the top of her head. There's a lizard here, an iguana, which knows how to shed its skin and be camouflaged and blend in, and it lives in a tropical place. Like, there's just a lot of implications of like, Nine of Cups is always about counting your cups, sitting there, being content and being happy with what you've got, because you've got a lot. But very much recognizing like the things that are in these cups are just little sacred geometric shapes. These are not things that you can literally look at and pick up and say, yeah, I have this. These are the things that you can name that are not tangible. And that's what the Page of Pentacles wants you to really look at. It's like, look at everything you already have. Look at everything you do have, because that's what you can turn into this. Nice. I like how I just came back up to this card, and this little sacred geometry pattern back here is suddenly so much bigger than just this cup alone. That's what I mean. It's like, she's like, look at the bigger picture, right? You have all these cups. You have all these cups to work with, all of these qualities, all of these traits, all of these good things, all of these blessings. You can literally manifest it into like your whole own little world. It's like her little biodome, her little sphere, her little thing. That's what she's manifesting. So that's what she's got. And that's a really nice message. I think especially coming out of this energy just feels like you're all up in your head. You've been trying to do some things, but it just flares up and dies back, or you just haven't been able to totally like get into it and master it. You need to channel some of the darker energies that are like, it just said tempting you, some of the darker energies that are possibly tempting you, and turn it into something beautiful, something artistic, something creative, something that allows you to express yourself. Again, with the throat chakra, that's what I'm saying, like allows you to really express yourself. And then also you need to take some time though to really count your blessings and count your cups. My heart chakra just started hurting right here. Really count your blessings, really count your cups, really count the things in life that you maybe haven't really actually looked at before, and realize that those are the qualities and traits and things that are going to help you manifest this into solid reality. Last two. What's this one first? Whew. Now that's beautiful. Coming out there at the end. Yes, look, you have this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. This is very much, this is a very fiery, energetic new beginning. And look, there's your Prince of Wands. It's like that's the wand he's looking at. There's a lot of potential in this wand. There's like little sperm floating around the wand. That's what I mean. It's like fertilizing potential. Very much a masculine energy in that regard, right? So that's what I mean. It's like firing off that potential, seeing that potential, recognizing that potential, completing whatever this energy is, and then starting off with something fresh and new. Or rather, this is that brand new idea or that brand new thing that you've been trying to kind of work on and build, and you just haven't quite gotten there. But the card is here, so it's implied that it's here for you. Last card to clarify that one. Death. But some things have to end first. Some things have to go away first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, okay. Perfect comparison. It's almost like I can kind of put these cards side by side, and like these little orangey flowers kind of fade into the fire over here. That's what I mean. It's like I was originally going to kind of lay them out like this. So let's do that. There's the energy that has to happen before and the energy that gets to come after it. What are we really working on at this time? This completion, this death cycle. And there's a key right in the middle of this golden circle, and then there's a big golden circle over here with the wand. There is something, and I think this very much implies that within yourself, like literally within yourself, that's what it feels like to me. The key to unlocking all of this is, of course, within ourselves. We always say that, but this feels very solar plexus to me. So your very core center, ego death. Something in your ego needs to let go. Your ego will hold on to this devil energy right here because it makes it feel better. Whatever this represents for you, this energy usually steps in to make you feel better on a short notice. And the thing is, it's not actually good for you. It's okay to touch a little bit of these, whatever it is, here and there, just to, you know, kind of get about your day in life and do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, like, you've got to know that you have to step away from Nine of Swords energy, devil energy. Like, that's the kind of stuff that has to leave, because all it's doing is really hurting you in the end. That's the energy that's got to end. There's a lot going on in this card, and that's where, you know, death energy gets really hard too, because it's like, well, especially when we're working on our internal selves, it's like, well, what part of me is supposed to die? And that's usually like the hardest part to identify, because you'll think that you figured out exactly what it is, and it's not really that, right? There's usually like some underlying something that is actually the cause of this energy. Yeah, it's like that's the whole thing. It's like, nice. I like that analogy, Spirit. It's like, what was the reason for the devil becoming the devil? Because God kicked him out of heaven. Well, and then people will be like, well, because he stood up against God, because he believed that they had free will. And like, there's a lot of that back and forth energy. It's like, there's always a cause and effect, right? So you have to find the true cause, not the effect that you think is the actual cause. You have to find the cause. And that's what has to be killed off in your ego. What is the cause for stepping into these darker energies? That has to go. How do you counteract that? By creating stuff out of that dark energy and making it beautiful and sending it out there to the world for other people to feed off of, in the sense that it nurtures their soul and they feel understood and they connect with you and relate with you in that way, instead of stepping into this energy themselves. How else do we combat that? By counting our blessings and really focusing on all the good things around us. You have a 9 and a 9. It wants me to bring that up to you. You have a 9 and a 9. Look at how much different these 9s are. This is the 9 you need to be in, not this one, Sagittarius. You need to count all your blessings and realize that those are the exact things you need to manifest all of this into something really good and solid and beautiful. And that gives you that Ace of Wands. Or rather, then there's an Ace of Wands waiting right after that. But I would say that with this Prince of Wands over here, with his eye on the wand, like, this is the wand you're looking at, right? New career, new job, new passion, new something like that. Let's get your luck card out, because we need some luck figuring out how to kind of get through this energy a little bit. What is hang on, it's giving me something like, what's the key? What's the key? Like, what's the, ooh, my right elbow just popped. Like, we putting some energy down. What's the key that turns the lock, that helps this momentum start moving in the direction it needs to move? Four Cups. 4 Cups is your luck card. It goes both ways. Interesting. Right now in the background, my son was talking to his friend on a video game, but he was going, hey, 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 hey. And that's kind of what I was about to say, in the sense that, okay, what a 4 of Cups usually represents. In fact, I've got my other deck over here. I'll find it. What a 4 of Cups usually represents is Spirit trying to hand you a cup that you are either not paying attention to or a cup that you don't want. It's also sometimes called like a fairy cup, like literally like Spirit's trying to bring you a cup and you just don't even see it. Wow. Oh my God, y'all. I'm sitting here shuffling through this other deck to find you a card and my whole head just started vibrating and it was like I could hear my voice reverberating inside of my skull. I can't explain what that was that just did that to me, but something just hit me with the energy hardcore. This card. This is a Four of Cups. That's what I mean. It's like Spirit's trying to hand you this cup and your eyes are down looking at all of this, just like this Nine of Swords over here. It's like you're too busy looking down. You gotta look up at this cup. You gotta look up at this cup. Look up at the cup that Spirit's trying to hand you. But this is also that fairy cup. So it implies that Spirit's like literally gonna come out and kind of like hand you some kind of opportunity. So your advice is to pick your eyes up and stop focusing on all of that because there's something coming in. And especially with it being this Elvis deck, which are playing cards, that's why I call them my luck cards. It's like my Vegas deck. That's very much, that's your luck message, is that Spirit's going to hand you the cup that kind of helps send this energy the way it's supposed to go. So pay attention to the offers that come in. Pay attention to the things that make you feel good. Pay attention to anything that seems like a new little opportunity, new little tidbit of information that starts getting your gears going, because that's probably that cup. All right, that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. That was a pretty decent reading, but hopefully you can step out of this energy, pay attention to that cup, go get that wand, count the cups you have, okay? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, your sound healing's there at the end, so if you want to have some help clearing some of this, just stay tuned for that, and if not, I will catch you guys later. Thank you. Okay, so if you're still here, you're here for your sound healing, music healing. This is specifically a sound bowl for the throat chakra. It's just a little singing bowl, nothing too fancy, but I do love the sound of it. So we're just going to work on this beautiful blue throat chakra, also third eye chakra, that whole entire area, and kind of clear out those vibes. One more. And there we go. Thank you so much for staying. Hopefully that helps you out. Hope you feel better, and we'll catch you guys later.